welcome to another episode of How You Can Do It Too. In this episode, I'm going to be attempting to build my own foundry. And I'm going to start off kind of crude with it and just see what it develops into. But I got this old bladder tank that came off my well, and I'm like, you know what? That'll probably work pretty good. It actually has a place down here, which I don't know how that's going to work, but it's got a pipe fitting down here, which that would make it blow direct up. I don't know how that's going to work, but if it worst scenario, I can take it out and use it for, you know, if I have any spills or anything. But what I did, I don't know if you can see it, I measured up 3.5 inches on this right towards the edge of the rim. I just kept putting dots around it, and I'm going to cut it out, see what the interior side looks like. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you what I did. See the little dots I did all the way around it, and I'm going to cut that off. And what I did, I just kept measuring around where I wanted the lid to be, and just kept putting a dot. Now I'm going to cut it out and see what it looks like on the inside, and see if actually I will be able to use this. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. What I'm going to cut it with is I got a Dremel. I don't know if you can see it, but a Dremel Saw Max. I got a metal blade on it, and that's what I'm going to use to cut it. We'll see how it works. And again, always use safety precaution, you know, glasses and earplugs, whatever you feel you need to, you know, wear to make sure it's safe while you're doing it. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, got it cut off, got the lid, and that's the bladder that's in there. So I got to remove that bladder, and then we'll see what it looks like. Alright, I got the bladder out. I had to literally cut it, and there's a little ring in there. But what I'm going to do is probably put a fire in there to burn that little rubber around that ring, and that ring should pop out. And you can see there's the bladder. It's just a rubber like little tube, but then you can see there's a hole in the bottom, so that'll either be for spillage or I don't know. We're just gonna keep chugging along and see what this turns into. Okay, as you know, I got the top cut off just right here, but we're going to see how this turns out. Like I said, I'm just going to start off, you know, real crude and see what it develops into. I got this AC Freon tank that's been totally, you know, drained. Got it from a family member of mine, and I was thinking this would make a good crucible. I'm going to try it out and cut it off right around here. It might be a little too big, and actually I was thinking this would make a good little tiny foundry. But something I might do later. But for now, I'm just going to cut this off. Kind of jumping the gun, but hey, I'm having fun while I do it. Got a pipe that screws in the bottom here. Of course, I got one a little too big. This is 1.5 inches. It calls for 1.25 inches, but I can butt it up to it, and I'm going to get some air blowing in it and some coal and just try to see if I can melt some. I don't have no insulation in here, but like I said, I'm starting off crude and seeing what this turns into. Eventually, hopefully, it'll turn into a nice little foundry. And if you want, so you can, you know, stay in touch with what I'm doing, please subscribe. And I'm going to do it in different sections and parts, and then, like I said, see what it turns into. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and then. Okay, I got the top cut off the tank, and put me a little 5-gallon bucket handle on there. We'll see how this works. If anything else, I got a neat little metal bucket. All right, well, let's. I'm gonna see. You know, I'm just gonna mess around some more. Okay, this is my crude setup. Just gonna see what it does. Do nothing, but hey, like I said, I'm having fun. Hey, it started melting already. I just threw a bunch more cans in there. It's definitely melting. I'll show you when these melt down. Well, it definitely melted the aluminum, but I didn't worry about trying to pour it up. I just want to see if I can melt it, but I can tell you right now, definitely going to have to insulate the sides and get the lid on it, and that pot's way too big, I believe, to heat it up, but it definitely melted it. But so we'll just progress from here. Like I said, if you would please subscribe, and you can follow me on this endeavor of making a foundry. All right, have a good day. Thank you. Bye.